Okay, now the last of the stances that we use is called empty step or dingbo stance, empty step. Now, there's two empty steps. One is dingbo on toe and one is dingbo on heel. Now, dingbo on toe is probably the most common of all the stances. For instance, if Rose and I were facing off and we were martial artists, basically, yeah, we are martial artists, but basically the weight is on the back foot, the front toe just touches down, and if we were moving around, you see, you keep your strong side back. This toe, I can kick her. This is here. She tries to kick me. I can block, you see, or I can step in quickly, you see. This is called empty step on toe. This toe is free to move. Right? It's a balance. A lot of times if we do movements, for instance, where I'm standing on like stork spreads its wings, she's coming in here, I'll touch my toe for balance so that I can be doing things, but I'm not firmly committed to a foot step. This way I can then kick her or do other things at the end of this movement. Okay, so that's what we call dingbo stance on toe or empty step on toe. The other empty step is empty step on heel, which is actually, it's a foot kick down, and we'll be talking about that in the kicking section. But so this is empty step. There's no weight. I don't shift any weight forward. Okay, so in order to practice these correctly, the feet go to the center of your back line. The toes, the instep is on the back line. The heels are together. The toes are out at a 45-degree angle. She then lowers her weight, and empty step on toe. The toe just touches the intersection. The heel is just slightly off the ground. The leg is relaxed. Okay, so it's relaxed. Then she brings it back and steps out the other foot. The toe touches down and back, right? Again, so in. So you don't want to move your center while this is happening. The toe is just touching out. So this develops strength and balance while you're doing this movement, okay? So that's what we call dingbo stance on toe. The next is dingbo stance on heel. So you start out in the same way, only this time it's as if she was going to take a step, but the toe didn't get placed down. The toe faces straight ahead. The toe is just relaxed. The leg is relaxed, and the toe is just a little off the ground. But it's important that it face straight ahead here, okay, and back, and out. You see, she could then put the foot down and move right into bow stance, but it's empty step, okay, and back. So this empty step, you don't want to shift any of the weight at all while you're doing this. You want to keep your weight down. This is very good practice for balance and strength. So we'll use this quite often. And you want to think about, when you're doing this practice, that it is a foot kick. So when you're stepping, you sort of lift and you kind of press down a little bit. Even though you're not going to put any weight on it, it's rather than just swinging it forward, you lift and step down and back, and lift and step down and back. So that's what we call dingbo stance on heel. And it's many places, things where we're going to do a foot stepping, like in raise hands. For instance, I come back and close like this, raise hands, play the fiddle, come up. Doing this, for instance, if she grabs my hand, you see from the bottom, you see, and I come up, and as I put an arm bar on her, I would step down on her. All right, okay. So those are all of what we call the foot stances. So a wu chi, horse stance, bow and sit, turning bow and sit, and empty stance, dingbo on heel and toe. Okay, very good. The next section that we're going to talk about is the stepping section. So now we've learned to be in one place. Now we want to start to move around. Tai Chi is a moving art. So there's many different ways in which we move the body. The most easy, common, I would say, is what's called a simple step. So if you would watch this kind of thing, so back from, for instance, from left brush knee, you have the weight on one foot and then you just step the other foot. I'm not moving from my base, I'm just replacing the front foot and changing my direction a little bit. It's what we call a simple step. I'm not changing which side is forward, it's just putting the foot down. For instance, as an application, this is what we call left brush knee. Say the opponent is punching inward, well, I neutralize, I make a little step, and then that gives me a place to release my power, too. You see? It happens quite frequently through the form. It's just a very simple forward movement. And it's basically, you're going in, if you had your square, you're going from your corner, right, stepping to your other corner. Right? That's what we call the simple step.